One of our favorite parts of being on a celebrity ship is eating and drinking our way around the ship and enjoying all those venues.
Is there another part?
Oh, well, we'll get to that in another video because yes, there is. But for today's episode, we're going to give you our food review and tour and impressions of the Celebrity Equinox from our most recent cruise in the Caribbean. So here we go. You know, getting on the ship, one of the first things that is so tempting to do on day one of a cruise, after embarkation, and doing the safety drill, of course.
Oh yeah, do that safety drill.
Is heading to the Oceanview Cafe.
Well, you know, a lot of times on that first day, they really have some nice specials going on. When we went there, they had some great stuff going on. So it's a good place to hit.
There are a couple of stations I think you always check out on the first day along those lines because you know that there's likely to be something, just really special that you're going to enjoy for that first lunch.
Right. And here on the Equinox, we walked into there, and instead of going out and getting a hamburger, you walk in and look at the carving station. They had a beautiful roast beef out there that they were carving up, and that was really nice to do.
Absolutely. Now, on this ship, the Equinox, the Oceanview Cafe is on deck 14, which is one deck above the pool deck where there's still more pool, lounges and seating, but it's at the aft of the ship, and it's quite large. There's a lot of room, and in addition to your favorite carving station, there are an awful lot of other places to check in to get whatever type of food somebody might be in the mood for, depending on their interest and maybe even dietary restrictions.
Oh, sure. And like all week long, you're not going to get bored because they have all kinds of stuff that they're changing in and out of too. So, it's not the same food every day. And there's all different venues going on there. And they'll have different things in that carving station all week long too.
That's right. Well, what I like too is that for people who are traveling into the ship from many, many destinations and have food choice preferences, there's always, from a ethnic food perspective, a range. We'll see some American style food. We'll see some maybe more European style food, and then Mexican stations, Asian, Indian, so many choices that way that you don't have to feel that it's only, sandwiches and salads,
right.
Although they have some really nice ones.
They do. I was able to get a Reuben there, and they can grill it up and make a panini out of it. So it's really nice. And they also have some other things. They have when they have their beautiful desserts, they also have places that are, no sugar added. They have gluten-free, vegetarian. You don't have to ask for it special. They already have it out there because they've learned over the years that's what people are looking for.
Absolutely. And then the very kind of standard things you might hope to find that you can combine with those entrees and desserts would be the cheeses, salamis, antipas that you kind of find some good choices there, whether it's at lunch or even to take back to the room for the afternoon.
Absolutely. You can make yourself a nice little platter and bring it back to your room and have it with the wine that you brought on board, or you can just enjoy it there. So.
That's right. I tend to go look and see what kind of breads and rolls there might be. So there might be something that's a great complement to what was at the carving station and the vegetables and things that we picked up. There's also ongoing a station for pastas and another station right near it for pizza.
Pizza and pasta is there for most of the day.
That's right. Well, actually, the pizza station and those salad bar areas and pasta are open at noon, and they run all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So even if you get those sort of munchies after a late night of entertainment or casino stops or whatever people are doing, they're still part of that Oceanview Cafe that's open and available to people.
That's still open. Yep.
Now, for us, I think we don't really last till 1 o'clock in the morning, but
I don't.
we might be looking for it early in the morning, and it's great to know that for early risers, the Oceanview has part of the cafeteria opening at 6:30 in the morning and a full buffet breakfast ready by 7.
Right, exactly. So there's plenty there for breakfast.
And it runs really late in the morning, so if you do sleep in after that 1 o'clock piece of pizza, they're going to still be there for you even up until about 11 o'clock. They just give themselves a small amount of time to change over for lunch.
Change over the
menus. Then they go at it again, and they're open for dinner as well.
Yep.
So with all of those stops, in the morning, I think we like looking at the yogurts at the egg stations where you can
Right.
kind of make your own choices about what preparation of eggs.
Yeah,
and
pretty much any
morning
kind of
foods
eggs you
might
want, they've got it there. So, it's ready to go.
That's great. And you
Yeah.
enjoyed a
Made to
few of
order.
those, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And then later in the day, the other definition of dairy for me would be ice cream. They
Yeah.
have that really nice ice cream station
They do
right
have the
in
ice
the
cream.
Oceanview.
And, I didn't realize this until we found out on this one here is that they make all their own ice cream.
That's right.
Yep.
And we had choices of sorbet type things like lighter frozen
Right.
yogurts and sorbets, and we had regular hard ice cream.
Right.
And don't forget that that's where you find the soft
The
serve.
soft serve
on
is
the
also
ship.
over there. Yep.
And that line after lunch was always a little longer than the
Right.
lines for the vegetables.
Wonder why.
I don't know. But I really think you can't go wrong whether you just need to pick something up early in the day or throughout the day. Stopping at the Oceanview Cafe is great. And with seating both inside in the air conditioning
Mhm.
and out at the aft of the ship where there's some beautiful views and
Right.
nice breezes and the Oceanview bar.
Right.
You really can't go wrong planning part of your day and at least one of your meals up at the Oceanview
Right. Some of
Cafe.
it's out in the open, some of it's covered, so it's pretty comfortable back there.
Yeah, I think we really tend to frequent there, kind of at some point in every day that
Yes.
we were on our cruise, and we were not disappointed.
Right.
But I think one of the things we really tend to focus and maybe do some planning around are our dinner choices.
Mhm.
And there are quite a few dinner venues here on the Celebrity Equinox.
Yes, there is.
So let's talk first about main dining. There's a
Right.
number of options there, aren't there? And we'll go
Right.
back and talk about them, but what are they?
Well, we have the main dining room is Silhouette, and there's actually 2 floors of that,
Mhm.
and so there's plenty of seating in there. And you have the Blue, which is considered main dining for the Aqua Class, so you can go in there. And they have Luminae, which is the dining for the suite guests. And then
Well, we talked about the cafe.
and then you still have the Oceanview, and you still have the room service. So there's plenty of places to get something to eat in there. So
Well, when we talk about main dining, we can circle back then and say for us, Blue,
Mhm.
the main dining for Aqua Class was our main dining venue because we were in an Aqua Class veranda stateroom
Right.
on this sailing.
Mhm.
And that's a really nice restaurant on the Equinox.
Right.
It's at Deck 5 aft
Mhm.
near other specialty dining locations. They have
Right.
several of them grouped. And it seats about 130 people. So it feels maybe less intimidating than a 2-story main dining room. It's
Right.
really a nice sized restaurant.
Right.
Lots of water views, but then
Mhm.
also large tables. You could go
Right.
from 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever group size you have, they've got a table to accommodate you
Yep.
there. Now for Blue, the Aqua Class restaurant, this one is open for breakfast and for dinner on a schedule that would be basically considered anytime dining. If it's open and you're in Aqua Class, you don't need to have set up a formal reservation, wait
Right.
later.
Mhm.
It's not an early and late seating. You just go
Right.
when you're ready,
Right.
whether that's for breakfast between 7:30 and 9
Mhm.
or after 5:45 for dinner.
Right.
And you were talking about the menu, and I think that's one of the things that's really attractive about Aqua Class is having access to Blue, both because of the size and the attention that you get in the restaurant, but they have these clean choices,
Mhm.
healthy choices as part of the menu. They have daily specials that are rotating in Blue,
Right.
and they have all the classic choices that are available every day in the main dining room.
Right.
So if you want that kind of classic chicken, salmon, steak from
French onion soup, escargot
Oh.
that I got all the time. Right.
shrimp cocktail,
Right.
Right, they have some absolute standards that you can get anywhere on the ship, including at Blue.
Right.
So there really is almost 3 ways you can look at the menu for
Right.
dinner at Blue, and it often gives us a lot of great choices. But I think even nicer than that menu is the service. I had a really good example of service that was really over the top, I thought, when we were in Blue. And that was one morning when we were there for breakfast, and I really just wanted a more American cereal. And I asked the waiter about whether it was available. And he said he'd go, check it out. And don't you know, in a few minutes, faster than I could have thought, he'd just walked to the kitchen next door. He was back on Deck 5 from having gone up to the Oceanview Cafe on Deck 14, found the cereal for me, brought it back, and served it to me right there at my table in Blue.
That was amazing.
He
Yeah.
didn't have to do that,
Yeah.
but he did. And
He
he did
did.
it with a smile.
Yep.
And if we hadn't had the conversation, I probably wouldn't even have realized the extent to which he went to that extra trouble for me, but it was really well worth it. Well, you mentioned as well that in addition to having main dining for Aqua Class, there is a beautiful venue for main dining for the retreat guests. And we can show a little bit about what that beautiful Luminae restaurant looks like as well. This is a large space. You'll see here it's light and bright, nice decor. It's really designed to make the retreat and suite guests feel special.
It is a really nice spot. Again, it's small, so it feels like you're in a a neighborhood restaurant. It's very nicely situated on the ship.
That's right. Now here it's open again for breakfast and dinner, whether it's a sea day or a port day, and they offer a special menu that's exclusive to Luminae.
Right.
Or they can go back and order those same classics from the main dining room that we could order.
Right. Sometimes, you're just picky eaters out there. They don't like some of the selections that night. Not a problem. They'll go and get it for you.
That's right. And that's really a nice accommodation and adds extra flexibility to the menu in Luminae. Now, if you are not in Aqua Class, if you're not in a suite on this particular sailing that you might be on, there is a beautiful main dining room that you talked about a few minutes ago, and that's Silhouette.
It is. It's a really fun venue. It is large. It's 2 stories, but that's great because it's enough to accommodate, the amount of passengers that are on that ship.
Right. Now it's seating 1,400 guests at a time over the 2 levels.
Right.
And if the ship is holding approximately 2,900, you could see really across 2 seatings that if no one went to specialty dining, pretty much everybody could go to the main dining room.
That's
There's plenty of room.
Yeah.
You won't feel like there's a long wait. You won't feel like there's not room for you.
Right.
It's spacious. It's modern, a clean design. It's there for breakfast a la carte and open again for dinner.
Right.
Now, dinner has 3 different options. There's that traditional early seating complemented by a late seating. Some people like one versus the other if they like to go to a show first, then dinner, or dinner first and then their evening activities. And then they have Celebrity Select, which is the equivalent of anytime dining.
Right.
So I don't know that they could be much more flexible. It's really a nice setup there. And again, they offer classics every day, but they don't limit it to that.
No, they rotate their menu, which is always nice because, again, when you're on a longer cruise, you need a little bit of that variety. And, so that's what people have a lot of fun in there.
Did you notice that huge wall of wine display toward the back?
It's amazing the amount of wine and the selection that they have.
Now, this is an award-winning wine collection in Silhouette, the main dining room here on Celebrity Equinox, one of the best collections at sea. And I noticed on the way in that there's even a huge plaque where they have been awarded for their wine collection here.
Right.
So don't forget to ask what kind of wine opportunities you may have.
Right.
If you're a wine experimenter or a connoisseur,
Right.
This would be a great dining room to pair up some wines with your dinner.
Right. And if you have the drink package, you do get, depending on the level, you get discounts off of that wine.
Absolutely. And now the other thing about when you talk about the wines and the champagnes, etc., is the entire decor of the Silhouette dining room has this fun sort of bubbly design to it. On the walls, it looks like bubbles floating up and away, and the shape of some of the wall of wine and then the staircase almost looks like a champagne glass.
Well, I think that's the way they were going when it was designed. The designer wanted to make you feel like you were in a champagne glass. Yeah.
Right. So it really is kind of fun, but keep an eye out for that because that decor, when you step back and look at the whole thing, it really is, as you said, very much on purpose and on focus for you to have a fun, modern, kind of venue to enjoy your dining. And you should check out the main dining room. Now, let's talk a little bit about what we did get to. And one of the kind of go-to specialty restaurants on a number of celebrity ships, and here on this Solstice class ship, there is the Tuscan Grill, situated on the aft, the absolute aft, deck 5, with that wall of windows.
That is an amazing spot. Really beautiful.
There are often some great sunset views.
Absolutely.
And then again, seeing that kind of trail of water behind the ship. And
now, I've asked the captain if he could turn the ship a little bit so that we could get a better view, and he just looked at me kind of strange. So
I think he's onto something there. He might have to stay on course, regardless of what guests are asking for tweaks for their photo opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
That may not be his major mission in life.
You know what? Some people actually have asked that.
Oh my goodness, you're kidding. That is funny. Now, this one is similar in size to Blue, which is right next door, what we talked about, our Aqua Class main dining area. Tuscan Grill is a specialty restaurant open to anyone who's on the ship, but similarly 130 seat capacity. It feels a little bit bigger because it's on that rounded, kind of back of the ship with all
Right.
those
So it's
windows.
so it's very wide, a little shallow,
Shallow.
but very, very wide. And it's really a fun place. It's, has a nice decor back there. Again, plenty of wine bottles, and it's just so inviting to your walk into there.
Absolutely. Now there, it's a Tuscan Grill, so certainly it has an Italian menu component, but also it serves as the steakhouse, and there are quite a few seafood options as well.
There is.
So I don't know that you're limited to thinking that it's pasta night when you go to the Tuscan Grill.
No,
at
it's
all.
not. I think, as a matter of fact, the only thing that was just a little bit disappointing for me was that they didn't have their own specialty pizza. They have flatbreads, but they didn't have the specialty pizza.
The only pizza I saw on the ship was upstairs at the Oceanview Cafe,
Oceanview.
and not kind of a gourmet pizza by any means, just
Right.
sort of an everyday pizza.
Yep.
So that's true, but people were enjoying the homemade pastas.
Oh, yes.
They do make all that pasta on the ship.
Yep.
So that's a plus. And then, of course, everything is made to order for you, personalized service. And out of the specialty restaurants we visited, I felt like the Tuscan Grill had the most extensive menu. They have quite a few choices, quite a range of what they offer to you. You could go back there, don't you think, a couple of times on a cruise and not repeat your dinner. You could go there for steak night. You could go there for Italian night.
Right.
You could kind of create your own choices and really have multiple fun dinner events at
Absolutely.
the Tuscan Grill.
Yep.
That's probably why it's one of everybody's favorites.
It is.
Now, also on Deck 5, which is sort of the home to specialty dining on this ship, next to the Ensemble Lounge is the other real go-to specialty restaurant on the Equinox, and that's Murano. Did you enjoy that dinner at Murano?
I'll tell you, with any specialty dining, but especially there, don't have lunch because it's the food is amazing, and such a special attention to service that I saw in there was just such a level above.
That's right. So you kind of have to save yourself. Maybe have a little breakfast so you have fuel for the day. Go light or skip that lunch because you want to save yourself for a really amazing, delightful, all-encompassing dinner.
Right.
And there's plenty to be had there.
There is, and it's nice because it slows down, and you're not you don't feel rushed at all in there. Everything is very moves at a nice pace, but you're not rushed, and you're not sitting there waiting too long either. So it's a very nice pace.
Now this one has French cuisine as its theme. It's a very classic decor and very attentive service from the staff, who certainly are very experienced wait staff in the restaurant. You could just tell their level of experience was that cut above.
Yes, it was. Yep.
It was really nice. It's a smaller restaurant. I didn't realize it till I went back and double checked, but there are 78 seats in Murano.
Right.
It's definitely get a reservation early time when you're thinking about Murano. Even as we said, hey, day one, we'd love to go to the Oceanview Cafe for lunch. At both entrances to the Oceanview Cafe, there are specialty dining staff with a computer ready to help you make your dinner reservations. Murano's open for dinner from 5:30 to 9:30. We had not done Murano on our prior Solstice class sailing, so
but we will do it again.
We went back. But that'll be an extra special surprise, a little extra tip that we have at the end. So stay tuned. But that wasn't the only specialty restaurants we had access to. We talked about Tuscan Grill.
Right.
We talked about Murano. And then we can't forget Qsine.
We had been to the Le Petit Chef prior, but when we were talking to the staff about making our reservations, they said, oh, if you wait like another 2 days, we're going to have an entirely brand new menu and show. So we said, you know what? Let's try that one. And that's what we did.
Absolutely. So Qsine is another specialty restaurant that is on Deck 5 aft near the Tuscan Grill and Blue, behind the Ensemble Lounge. So you can stop and get that nice cocktail on your way to dinner.
Yep.
And it is a really special dinner. It's a presentation as well as the meal.
It is.
And the venue itself is cute. It's got a whimsical decor, but it is dedicated to Le Petit Chef in that there's special technology up in the ceiling that allows projection right on your plate.
It's amazing.
What a fun way to have dinner.
It really, everybody enjoys that, from, little kids to grandparents. It's just a fun venue. And The food is great,
It's
and the service
excellent.
the service again is top notch.
One of the features you can opt for when you go to a Le Petit Chef dinner is you can sign up for a wine pairing
Yes.
with each of the 4 courses that are served throughout that meal. And the
Hmm.
sommelier will explain the wines, bring them to you, and really make sure you have a special wine experience. That is an extra charge
Hmm.
beyond the specialty dining charge you had for going to the dinner. We've gone in the past with people who've experienced that wine pairing and really enjoyed it. This time we didn't. We just
Right.
sort of went with our regular available drinks, and everything was delicious.
Hmm.
But it's really fun when this little animated petite chef prepares each course of your meal
Right.
via animation projected right at the tabletop for everybody to watch and enjoy.
Right. Now, the one thing about La Petite Chef, it's a show, so they have 2 seatings,
Ah, good
and
point.
you don't really have a choice. I think I'll go around about 6:30. No, show starts at 6, so you have to choose whether you want the early or late show dining.
That's right, 6 o'clock or 8:15. So it does pair up kind of well with the other evening activities on the ship. You make a choice, and most nights they have those 2 seatings, and it's really great. The animation is a little video vignette, and when it's completed, that exact meal presentation is delivered to you from the kitchen at your place.
Right.
And you get to eat what the animated chef prepared, although
Exactly.
it's really the kitchen staff, of course, who does an amazing job.
Does all the work.
That's
and
really high-end food.
It really is, and again, because of the way it is, the whole table gets served at the same time, so that's also very nice.
Right. And I think we were really glad we went for that new menu and the new animation.
Right.
This was one where he's really helping to teach you, in a way,
Right.
some of the art of being a master chef.
Mm-hmm.
And the various courses that we had were absolutely delicious.
They were, and I got a certificate at the end of my dinner.
That's right, you
Yep,
did.
yep.
You and everybody in the restaurant. We got certificates of completion that we had graduated from learning how to be like the best petite chef or
Right.
the best master chef. And one of the things to think about it when you talk about a fixed menu like that is, will it work for everybody? And it's really important to know that for every menu they offer, there are alternate menu items on
Right.
the back of the menu for each course. So
Right.
if there's something you don't care for or can't have,
Mhm.
they have an alternative for you. And you alluded to it, even on a 10-night cruise like ours, there were multiple shows of Le Petit Chef that were available.
Right.
And you may see different shows on different celebrity ships.
That's
So
right.
if you've been to Le Petit Chef once, don't think it's over and done. Check out the menu in the show. There might be a new one.
It's a new one. Yeah, they try to keep them, rotating around so that you get a chance to see different. You have a different menu and a different show.
Absolutely. So that was really a fun night. We
Yep.
enjoyed that. And then we realized we still weren't done with specialty dining.
No,
We had gone
at least
to
I wasn't. Yeah.
Well, no, at least you weren't. And we didn't have to go far because still on deck 5 and here back by the midship elevators, right on the main concourse or right
Right.
off the main concourse is one of your favorite food venues on any ship. And on this ship,
It's the sushi on 5.
All
And
right.
you're not big on sushi for whatever reason. I don't know, but so we go there for lunch, and I have a really fantastic lunch there.
and this is nice because in addition to the Oceanview Cafe being open for lunch and a few other venues we'll talk about for everybody, if you want something special at lunch, Sushi on 5 is the specialty restaurant that has consistent lunch hours,
Right.
12 to 2, and it reopens for dinner, and it has a little bit of a later span for dinner. Opens at 6 and it keeps serving till 10:30, where some of the other
Wow.
dining might be done at 9 or 9:30. So it's really a nice specialty dining venue. It is a la carte pricing, so it's a
Right.
little bit different in its setup,
Hmm.
but it allows you, like for example, to think about an appetizer or maybe some special sushi rolls that you want,
Right.
and really customize what you're purchasing and signing up for right there, depending on how hungry and just what you're in the mood for.
Right. It's quite a variety, so you can't get bored there. That's for sure.
You
Mhm.
can watch the preparation of that food,
Right.
and it's a busy station.
It sure is.
Now, you said we went there for lunch. So speaking about lunches, there are a number of food locations around the ship that we visit a lot for lunch. Mostly, people are visiting the Oceanview Cafe with all those choices we talked about,
Right.
Sushi on 5, or there are a couple of other choices of places to go for lunch, one of which is my favorite.
Oh, the Mass Grill. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can go to the Mass Grill and Mass Bar, up on deck 14, overlooking the pool, further to the front of the ship than the Oceanview Cafe. It's on the other side of the deck.
Right.
It's my go-to location. It's very kind of clear what their menu is going to be every
Right.
single day. But you could go there and get a really souped up or very simple hamburger.
Right. You can get a hamburger, cheeseburger, hot dogs. They have drinks. They have beer. It's very easy, very quick to get a really nice lunch.
Yep. Get a few fries to go with that hot dog or hamburger.
Right.
And they have some drinks right there at the Mass Grill. Maybe some beers, definitely sodas and waters.
Right.
Or the Mass Bar is just a few feet away. And
Right.
then they have full bar service if there's something you want from the bar. There's outdoor seating right at the Mass Grill, so you can sit down and enjoy watching people at the pool, looking outside of the deck to see what's happening at the port or your day at sea. Or if it's a little warm, like it was on our Southern Caribbean itinerary, I'm usually tempted to get my hamburger and my lunch and then take it into the Oceanview Cafe and meet up with you in an air-conditioned space where I enjoy it a little bit more.
Absolutely. It's a short walk just to the other side of the pool to go into the ocean view, and then you can have you can sit down in a nice air condition.
Right. Now, it's open for lunch, but it stays open till 6 p.m. So you want to think about that. If you're off on an excursion, maybe you get back at 2:30, and some of the other lunch options have finished up, you can still get over to the Mass Grill anytime during the afternoon and pick up even a late lunch and enjoy that. And as I said, bring it right into the Oceanview Cafe if you feel like you just need to cool down a little bit and want a different venue.
Right.
But
because you're not going to get the hamburger in there in the
inside
ocean
the
view.
Ocean View,
So if you want the hamburger, hot dog, French fries, you're going to get it at the Mass Grill and bring it in.
Right, so you could even couple that with a salad or something else you want from the Ocean View.
Right, I did that one day. I got the hamburger instead of the fries. I went for a salad. Yep.
Right, so great flexibility. They're really close enough to each other that worked out for us almost every day. Now, one of my other favorite places to stop on the Equinox, and I went a little bit earlier, but it's open for lunch. It's an option, is the Spa Cafe. Now,
they had really nice stuff over there.
Wasn't that great? Yeah. That's on deck 12. Inside the solarium where they have the covered indoor pool, but right off of the main pool deck because the outdoor pool is also on deck 12. So this is toward the front of the ship. It's in the solarium, as I said, and next to the spa.
So it's climate controlled in there as well.
Oh,
which is
very nice. Yep. And hence the name Spa Cafe, right near the fitness and spa areas. So they're offering healthy, lighter food options. You can get whole pieces of fruit, nicely prepared, healthy muffins. They have these wonderful menu of smoothies.
Yep.
And they have coffee machines and things like that. So they're open for breakfast. They close around 10. They reopen again at lunch, close at 2. And they're definitely a favorite for people who are enjoying the cooler pool environment of the solarium and people who are coming out of fitness classes or after their spa
they don't have to
appointments.
go far. It's
they
right
can
there.
get something. But those smoothies were delicious.
Right.
Now, what I should mention to folks is the smoothies were included in our premium drink package.
Right.
If you have a classic drink package or no drink package, smoothies are a la carte, where a lot of the other food at the Spa Cafe is complimentary.
Right.
But smoothies are a bit of an upgrade. So if you have that premium drink package in particular,
go for it.
Realize, those are delicious and healthy options. I love them.
Right.
And if you really can't walk that far to the Mass Grill, the Ocean View, you've got all your steps in. How about room service?
We tried that one once on this cruise, and it worked out really great. They were pretty quick. They told you how long it was going to be, and he was right on the money. And you got your food hot and served right to your room.
They had a pretty reasonable range of choices on the all-day menu and the breakfast menu. They leave a copy of that menu for the room service right there in your stateroom, and it's available for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Pretty much 2 menus, one for breakfast, the rest kind of all-day dining, which is fine. And there was no charge other than if we had stayed up super late and wanted an overnight delivery, then there's a delivery charge. But at least on our cruise, we found that we were able to just make an order. And as you said, by the time we rounded up maybe some drinks or a couple of other snacks from other areas that we wanted met back at the room, our room service was being delivered.
Absolutely.
Now, if you have a veranda, that's another nice option, is to just get breakfast or a snack or lunch, whatever it is, delivered and sit outside at the table they provide you. And what a nice way to watch the sailing of the ship and enjoy a nice meal. And you don't even have to get dressed for dinner if you don't want to.
Take it slow on those sea days.
So that's a great option. Now, there's another set of food and drink venues that is a real go-to on most celebrity ships, and we certainly experienced this on the Equinox.
Cafe El Bacio. It's what a great place.
That's right. It opens nice and early, 6:30 in the morning. That hardworking staff is there and ready to help everybody else wake up with that cup of tea or coffee that they're looking for.
And if you see a line, which you may, especially first thing in the morning, don't worry about it because that staff, they are really well staffed. They have a bunch of people working back there. I don't know how they keep those orders straight, but I've never had a mistake. Yep.
I go for my specialty tea.
Right. I have my specialty coffee, and they also have some desserts, and they have muffins, and they have croissants, and they have plenty there. If you just wanted a light breakfast or a snack or something, there's plenty right there.
That's right. And they change what's in that display case during the day.
Sure.
It's set up for breakfast early. So as you said, croissants and muffins and, maybe some Danish and things like that. They always have biscotti. And, as we're kind of alluding to, if you're not eating, you may find some new friends and a lot of fun and some fun drinks at the many lounges and bars that are located all across the Celebrity Equinox.
Right.
Now, we can't list them all, but there are probably a couple that we would recommend as must-try venues.
Right.
Where would you start? What's your go-to?
My absolute favorite bar is the World Class Bar. If you are looking for a real proper cocktail, I would go there and get an old-fashioned, the best old-fashioned that you can get on the ship. They know how to make it. They do all of their cocktails the way they're supposed to be made, no skimping. And they have a wonderful menu, or you can just get your favorite, and they know how to do them.
They do. It's on deck 5, right near the art gallery, so it's a really nice setting. You can look at the art. You're, again, not too far from the main atrium, so you can hear some of the music floating up in the background, but you're not overwhelmed by that music. You can sit and have a conversation, and it's a great spot to go, whether before or after dinner. And again, very experienced staff. You just can see that they know what they're doing. And they take great pleasure in making a very special drink for you when you stop by the World Class Bar.
They sure do.
Well, if you're not there for a traditional cocktail like your favorite old fashioned, Celebrity has a couple of other iconic bar and lounge options for you.
Right.
The next one that comes to my mind is the Martini Bar.
You cannot go on a celebrity ship without trying out a martini bar.
I think that's required in your contract.
Even if you don't drink, you got to go there. It's a lot of fun. Now, when we were on there, it happened to be the National Espresso Martini Day. So we had to go down, and I had to have another requirement to get an espresso martini. And they did a wonderful job.
So you liked it? I'm not a big coffee drinker, so I can't compare.
And so no, I had a very good one there, so I was very happy with that. And we had different ones along our cruise, but that one stands out. So it was very good. There's
another area to hang out if you want a nice cold drink that stands out to me. And because I'm not as much of a martini drinker, probably hits the spot for me in terms of menu choices. And that is up at the aft of the ship on the Sunset Bar.
On the Sunset Bar. That's another must go-to place. And that's a great place to get your smoothie for the day or your
frozen drink, maybe?
Frozen drink
and colada, strawberry daiquiris.
And, of course, the mud slides.
The mud slides. Yes, we do love our mud slides.
They do great frozen drinks back there.
They do. It's right either looking out the aft of the ship or on either side. It's also adjacent to that real grass lawn area. The lawn area. Yep. And so what a fun place on a Solstice class ship to head out, meet some friends, have a cocktail, or just sit down and have a light drink and kind of, again, watch the world float by you.
Yep.
It's a really fun spot. So if we had to say, if you can't try them all, don't forget to get to the World Class Bar, the Martini Bar, and the Sunset Bar. Those are some go-tos for us. And we enjoyed some others along the way. There's some great lounges.
We did. I think we tried them all, but those really are the 3 must go-tos.
Now, we promised a special food report from the Equinox. So for you, staying with us for our food and drink review, we want to make sure we circle back and share with you a very special food experience that we had on the Equinox that we had not had before on a celebrity ship.
Right.
And I think it was a highlight for us, at least for me, on this particular cruise.
Yep, and it was back into the Murano restaurant, but it was the chef's table.
That's right. Now this one, again, very, very limited capacity. You're in Murano in a private dining room. So it's one table, one seating, And it held about 10 people. Maybe they
Right.
could fit 11 or 12, but
Right.
about 10 people is the capacity. So you want to go on your cruise planner before you ever get on the ship and sign up for the special chef's table dinner,
Right.
or it's just not going to be available.
And again, that's a predetermined menu, so you don't get to choose.
And this was hosted by the executive chef and the gentleman who was the head of Murano.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually had us meet at Craft Social. So we went to one of the lounges, had a lovely glass of champagne, had some hors d'oeuvres, and then they escorted us. It's really all set in motion through the expertise of Daniel Boulou, who is the executive sort of chef consultant
Right.
to Celebrity. And so while he's not on the ship with us, he has helped curate the menu, and the executive chef and their team execute that and deliver that to you as just a top-notch dinner opportunity. There was wine pairing available, again, if someone chose it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a dedicated sommelier in Murano who explained the wines that were being served and really catered to that wine pairing experience for people who signed up for it. And then they had some special touches. They took a group photo.
Yeah,
because you really did get to know your fellow diners
Right.
throughout the evening. The menu had been pre-printed.
Mm-hmm.
They took them away, but we got one back.
Yep. They had the executive chef sign it, and
You
brought
did.
it back with just this little tiny cookbook that we got.
Tiny cookbook. Oh my goodness.
If you're flying into the cruise, you better pack an extra bag for this one because it's quite the cookbook.
That is the Daniel Boulou cookbook.
Right.
And again, multi-Michelin starred chef. Celebrity really went all out to make that a very, very exclusive and very top-notch dinner experience.
Get a chance, do it.
So that was our special tip. And we appreciate you listening to our review and recap of our 10 nights on the Celebrity Equinox and all of the ways we were able to eat and drink our way around the ship. That was fun.
It was.
Let's do it again.
Great ship, great staff. Let's do it again.
If you found something delicious and helpful about this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Subscribing is totally free. It doesn't obligate you in any way. And if you subscribe and turn on notifications, you're going to hear about every time we head out to a new cruise or load a new episode up on this channel, talking about what's happening on the cruise ships we're visiting, the experiences we're having, room tours, ship tours, everything about cruising, both river and ocean.